updates on sports stories across the globe, Aaron Akere-Jola joins us. Good morning, Aaron.
A very good morning to you. Good morning to you, Doctor. Good morning to you, Rufar.
Good morning, Aaron. Bless you.
All right, let's get it started with the blockbuster fixture. It was a weekend of blockbusters, as a matter of fact. And, of course, Arsenal and Manchester City actually, once again, demonstrated that they are the best teams in England as they played out a 2-2 draw. Pulsating won at the Etihad Stadium yesterday. But before we get into the nitty-gritties, quickly let's talk about the fact that one man, Erling Haaland, actually scored his 100th goal, a century of goals for him, and how he's actually fared with Manchester City. But you're looking at the possession so far, it was 978 to 22, and Manchester City had all the shots. No thanks to the sending off or the indiscretion of Trossard on the day. And this is what the manager had to say. He said incredible toil, incredible commitment, and incredible compliment to Arsenal. We did really well. And of course, Mikel Arteta said, I'm very proud of my team. Both managers actually just showing a little bit of respect for themselves. But a lot of people will say that it didn't turn out that way, that Anthony Taylor was the star man because he was involved in all the controversies in that particular fixture, both for Manchester City and against Manchester City in that particular fixture. But yeah, the 2-2, even Stevens. And at the moment, when you look at the table, the Premier League table, if they can actually help us with two there, we get to see the table. Manchester City are topping at the moment, and they will be hoping that they can actually do themselves very, very proud. Away from that quickly, okay, there we actually have Manchester topping, Liverpool second, Aston Villa third, Arsenal fourth. And then Chelsea did well over the weekend, by the way, and they are showing quite a lot of resurgence. And we'll actually move it on. Now, moving away from that, let's talk about the fact that Victor Osimhen in the Istanbul Derby showed why he's one of the most coveted strikers in the world, helping set up his teammate Dries Mertens as they actually won in that particular one. Kudos to Victor Osimhen and the gang as they actually helped defeat Fenerbahce. All right, 3-1 was how he actually ended, and I must say, kudos to him. And also not forgetting Victor Boniface coming from the bench to score the all-important winner for Bayer Leverkusen. They're just picking up from where they left off last season. So kudos to them. Away from all that happened in Germany, now let's turn our attention to Formula One. And the Brit, Lando Norris, once again dominating this time around, leading, having a healthy lead in that particular circuit. Talking about the Singapore Grand Prix as he finished top, picking up the checkered flag. Verstappen coming a distant second.
He's struggling.
Yes, he's struggling at the moment. And the gap is closing up as we speak for the Drivers' Championship. When you look at the Constructors' Championship at the moment, it's looking like McLaren are opening a healthy lead against Red Bull Racing. We thought it was going to be easy peasy for Verstappen and Red Bull this season. They started off well, but right now they are in tatters, literally. With this man even hinting that he might retire, talking about Verstappen, because he says they find him for swearing. Away from Formula One, let's turn our attention to the Nigeria Premier Football League, where Rivers United beat Lobby on the day away from home, 1-0. So at the moment, Rivers United are looking good for the money. The Nigeria Premier League is heating up nicely. Yesterday, we had Plateau United lose to Niger Tornadoes. Kwara were held by Ikorodu City goalless, and Sunshine were held by Abia Warriors also goalless. So it is shaping up nicely. Match day 3 certainly will continue, but in the meantime, Rebel Stars are actually topping after match day 3 with 9 points. Rivers United second, and Niger Tornadoes in third. Now let's talk about the big one that actually went down yesterday. Anthony Joshua was schooled, was outboxed, was outclassed, was outfoxed in that particular bout at the Wembley Stadium.
He was even bullied.
Yes, he was actually bullied by the stronger, younger, and fitter opponent in Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois giving him a masterclass in boxing, literally. He did not even measure up. After the first knockout, he just simply slipped into survival mode. And I've decided to break it down. Why Anthony Joshua lost. the three most important points that are major takeaways where he made mistake. Anthony Joshua has even admitted to these 3 points. Let's start it off from number 1, because when you actually look at it, Anthony Joshua started off on a wrong footing. If they can actually help us there, certainly this was in the first round there, opening himself up and getting hit. He was rocked. The boat was rocked, just like the bout between himself and Andrew Ruiz Jr., where his equilibrium was completely gone. His legs were gone at this point, opening himself up there, and he started off on the wrong foot, and he never recovered. When you look at that, it's really, really bad. If we were to move it on again, to another time again, his defenses were in tatters because he kept on opening himself up. Like this clip actually showed, if you go on, he kept on opening himself up. Normally, this is supposed to be your stance, your hands up here, but he kept on bringing his hands down and just opening himself up to chip shots. And one man, Dubois, was saying, thank you, and thank you, knocking him down and knocking him silly there. And it cost him ultimately. And the third one, if they can actually help us, I think they're moving a little bit too fast. The third one was he thought he had it in the 5th. And he decided to spring up a combination of punches and going for the uppercut there, and that's where he just lost it. Dubois certainly sending him off. And this is like the picture of the day, if you actually have Anthony Joshua being caricatured in real time and in real life by Daniel Dubois. It was unfortunate, it was sad, but at the moment, Anthony Joshua, the only thing that is smiling about Anthony Joshua is the fact that he is smiling to the bank. Save that. The Nigerian, because Dubois has a Nigerian coach. His name is Don Charles, a Nigerian that actually helped defeat another Nigerian. And let's also put it into context. Anthony Joshua has a rematch clause in his contract, but Daniel Dubois does not have a rematch clause. So Daniel Dubois can decide not to fight Anthony Joshua as it stands right now.
As it stands today, Anthony Joshua should have some real conversations about the future. And we have consistently seen this pattern. I don't like to write of a man, but it's looking like he's 35 going to 36 now.
No, he's 34 going 35. He'll be 35 in 3 weeks.
34 going to 35 now.
Yeah.
It's looking like, he needs to do a lot for the last and the final swing. That elusive, consolidated heavyweight champion might not just come to you. I might be wrong. Please, don't get me wrong. But in the recent fights, even since the fight...
But you would have to hope that the lines align again for him, because at the moment he's completely off the radar.
No.
Completely off the radar.
I'm going to still believe in him, and I'm going to tell you why. Just like we all wrote him off until that Ngannou fight came and he proved his mettle, where Ngannou gave Fury a lot of problems. So you can't write a man off.
Was that the deception that led to this show of shame?
No. On this, he had a bad day from day one. You were correct about his leg, his stance, and all of that. Just like Verstappen is having a bad day this time. All right? It doesn't take away the fact that he has his mettle, but he needs to have conversations with himself as regards the future. Time is running out on him. That's just all I will say.
He's 35.
Verstappen also should have conversations about the future of Red Bull. Something is not just wrong this season. Is wrong, has gone amiss. And it's looking like McLaren will take the constructors. But also, if Kia is not taking, he might lose his driver's championship.
Looking like it.
So there are real conversations. There's been a lot of hot blood in the house of Red Bull this season. And I think these conversations are going to... I also felt Man City robbed Arsenal.
I agree with you. So let me start there. Man City, even though they're saying that Arsenal employed dark arts and that only one team came to play the game on the day, but to be honest, the moment they were one man down and there were 10, it almost seemed as if it was game over. I could literally see on my husband, my very infamous Arsenal fan, his face deflated like this is it. But they held their own up until the 97th minute. Yes. Like I feel like they were the heroes of the day. And though, despite the fact that they ended up with a draw, they ought to be very proud. And despite the fact that Manchester City was saying they were playing dirty football, they didn't come to the game to really play. They really showed that they had guts and that despite the fact that they had one man down, they were able to hold their own. Congratulations to Erling Haaland. He scored his 100th goal for Manchester City on that game. I think it was in the 9th minute. We had only just blinked, and the game had just started, and he had netted one in, and put Man City in an early lead. But Arsenal was able to equalize, and then were able to then put in a second goal. But then Man City fought till the very end. That's the stuff that champions are made. You have to respect the kind of game that they play. They didn't give up until the whistle was blown, literally, and they were able to justify that. So congratulations to them all. I'm looking forward to seeing Arsenal top that Premiership table.
Okay. A number of highlights from the Arsenal-Man City match. Arsenal, will have become the team to first win an away match at the Etihad Stadium since Brentford in 2012.
Yes.
2012. But you see, they couldn't achieve that. But they put up a great performance. It was a clash of Premier League heavyweights. And the draw by, Man City looked like a victory.
Yes.
Because they were relieved at the end of the day that John Stones performed that magic at 97 minutes, 14 seconds. That's exactly when he scored to draw level. Even if it was 1 point, at least he took them back to the top of the table. As for Max Verstappen, he's not happy, and he's threatening that maybe he would leave the
Formula One.
Formula One. Because he was fined. He was asked to do some community work that would be of benefit for swearing in Baku at a pre-event, event. Yeah. And he said, this is ridiculous, this is silly, but he has the support, however, of Lando Norris, of Lewis Hamilton, and other members of the Grand Prix, Drivers Association, the GPDA. As you said, yes, 52 points gap. Lando Norris has now narrowed the gap. We are out of the CAF Championship League. Enugu Rangers, they were beaten yesterday in Luanda. A month ago, Remo Stars were beaten, in Tunisia. So that's how that has gone in terms of that campaign. Finally, fencing. One gentleman called Nkosi won for the first time a silver medal for Nigeria in the game of fencing. So congratulations to the Nigerian Fencing Federation. And this is a reminder that there are talents across board in this country.
Yes.
So this is fencing now.
Fencing.
What other possibilities are out there that we need to focus upon beyond athletics and football? So congratulations to Nkosi Brew and the Nigerian Fencing Federation. Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure.